Hello, I'm Jim Cook. I'm running for the 3rd Mutual Board. I'm running for the board to attempt to cut costs by eliminating duplication of services that are provided by the City of Laguna Woods, thereby hopefully reducing the monthly fees that we all pay. None of us needs an extra layer of bureaucracy to deal with to slow down progress and increase costs. With my background as a former city councilman, a licensed California general contractor for 31 years, and having a Juris Doctor degree in law, I have the political know-how, the education, and the hands-on experience that will bring a new perspective to the board. My 29-year career as a firefighter-paramedic with Los Angeles County gave me the opportunity to do many public services. I was the chairman of the Los Angeles County Watershed Commission, a director for Los Angeles County Sanitation District number 22, and a representative to the Southern California Fire Council. In addition to my law degree, I have degrees in plant science technology, fire science technology, biology, and residential construction development, with master's coursework in public administration. I was also a reserve sheriff with Los Angeles County Sheriffs for 20 years with Special Enforcement Bureau. That paid $1 a year, so it was obviously a volunteer situation. I worked with the Emergency Services Detail, San Dimas Mountain Rescue, Diving Salvage and Rescue, and Second Medic on their Air 5 helicopter. I was the Budget Negotiations Councilman for 4 years in Azusa, dealing with all the departments, employees, and unions. I helped cut inflated budgets, streamline the process, and bring better service to the people of our community. Residents of Laguna Woods should be treated as valued customers, not as annoyances by the people that work for our community. In addition, I'd like to just tell you a little history about myself. My mom was a single mom, and I was a latch-cut key kid before that term was developed. Being a single mother, when she did finally marry again, I did have a stepfather. He died when I was 18 years old. In order to put myself through college, I worked Miller Brewery graveyard shift and went to school during the day. In law school, I went to a law school where it was an accelerated program where I would have finished in 2.5 years. The first year I was on the accelerated program, and then I got hired by LA County Fire Department. So for 2 more years, I went all year round, part-time, while working at the fire department and still going after my law degree. At the time, the college was certified by the California Board of, get tongue-tied again. And I was able to take the bar in California. I made a mistake in taking the bar in that I took that 3-day bar exam 2 days before my wedding. I have been married to my wife for 39 years. We've owned here in Laguna Woods for 16 years. And I just hope to make this community better by bringing more of the concerns of the residents and owners to the board and having a more positive outlook when it comes to alterations and building and expanding your residence and making it a better example of our community. Please vote for me in this upcoming election for the 3rd Board Mutual. And again, my name is Jim Cook. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, my name is Lynn Jarrett, and I'm running to be re-elected to the 3rd Board, having humbly served you for the past 3 years and working hard on your behalf. I respectfully request your support so that I can continue to work hard on your behalf to make our community, where I have lived for the past 13 years, a great place to reside. I have been involved as a building captain for 12 years for the GVA. That's the Gardenville Association, which which consists of 81 three-story buildings where 1/3 of the residents of Third Mutual live. I was GVA president from 2014 to 2018 and continue to serve as advisor to that board. After becoming president of the GVA, I attended many third board and MEC meetings, which were quite educational in helping me in my position on GVA. Attendance at those meetings also helped prepare me for my future on third board. I enjoyed helping so many residents during my time. When I found my replacement, I took steps to become a third board member and was pleased to be elected to become a member of that group that helps the entire community of Third. I'm the only candidate who lives in a true Garden Villa building, and should I not be re-elected, it will be the first time in 30 years that GVA hasn't had representation on the board. My education includes a BBA and MBA with an emphasis in information systems. Prior to retirement, my career was in information technology and publishing, where I was also a technical columnist for a national magazine. In my post-career, I served as a business consultant in Peace Corps Ukraine, followed by similar government-funded assignments in 3 other Eurasian countries. Here, I am well respected among the board members, not only in Third, but on GRF as well, and possess the skill to analyze budgets, documents, ask questions, and make good business decisions as I uphold my fiduciary responsibilities. Experience and the ability to collaborate effectively and be an influencer on the boards is essential to constructive decisions to benefit our community. My positions as an incumbent include serving as Third Mutual Board Officer, as Secretary, Chair of Resident Policy and Compliance and the Landscape Committees, as well as Chair of the Rec Room Subcommittee. I serve on several other committees on Third and GRF, including Finance and Media and Communications, and have exemplary knowledge of governing documents, Davis-Sterling laws, parliamentary procedure, and importantly, in today's climate, I continue to study complex property insurance requirements. On Third Board, we work to improve services in all areas affecting Mutual. Controlling costs is a paramount concern, while at the same time, we work on maintaining our beautiful community. We participate on committees where all the work and discussion take place. We assist with continuously updating Third strategic planning based on the needs of the community. We also collaborate with GRF and VMS boards, united too when warranted. We serve as members of GRF committees to influence strategies associated with the amenities. Please don't be swayed by colorful flyers, showy meetings, and rhetoric from other candidates. 3 of these candidates are backed by a coalition, and their campaigns are well financed. They are being instructed on what to say by a small group of residents, most of whom have repeatedly fought against any effort to help Third Board make improvements and try our best to control the costs of our insurance. Those 3 candidates have never participated in any of the Third Board meetings or even on any of our committees. The other independent candidate has attended a few of our meetings only to criticize our decisions. While I am a member of the Bridge Club, the Chicago Club, and the PC Club, past VP and treasurer of NIFTYs, I participate in many other activities within the community as time permits. You deserve a board member who understands the task it takes to do the job. Please vote for me and tell your friends to vote for me as well. I'm looking forward to continuing to serve the residents of this wonderful community. Thank you for your support.
Hello, dear members of the Laguna Wood Village community. My name is Reza Karimi, and I'm current member of the board of Third Mutual. I'm running for re-elections. I want to talk to you about some of the issues that the Third Mutual is facing at this time. The rise of cost, labor cost, and the insurance cost, water, utilities, and other costs is upon us. That's caused some increase in the assessment for the coming year. We are working hard as a board to make sure that we get some of these costs by some improvement in efficiency and productivity of our operation under control. But the rise of costs is not something that we have control on. The labor cost is due to the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic. The labor, everyone knows that there's a shortage of labor and there is increase in the cost of labor. The insurance, we made assessment of the community, which was 4 times of what it was before, and now the insurance for the 100% assessment of the community gonna go way up. We went out for voting twice last year to indicate that we need to change the CCNR in order to get the cost of insurance under control. We weren't successful, but we are not giving up as a board, and I would like to continue with that opportunity to work on the insurance issue so we can keep the cost of insurance under control by getting another probably opportunity for the members to vote in the near future and see if we can pass that threshold of the requirement to get the CCNR changed. The cost of utilities are going up, the water is going up. There are opportunities for us to do some of the efficiency and productivity and changes in the system in order to get those costs under control. The majority of the water use is the irrigation. Our irrigation system for the sprinkler system are outdated. In the technical community, they said it's a dumb system. It's just the timers that you set it up and it start watering. Doesn't matter if it's rain or shine, and it waters. The new the system that are really intelligent system, they measure the soil moisture, measure the air moisture, and they measure the wind, and based on that, they irrigate the areas that they're installed at. So we need to work on getting those systems installed in order to reduce the cost of the water. The other one is pretty much the potable water that people use, and those individual of members need to work on that individually and make sure that we keep that cost also down. For the going back to the why I want to continue with that, because I worked on these issues and my past experience and expertise is mainly on streamlining, operational efficiency and productivity, and cost control. So I would like to have the opportunity again to continue with the board and continue with my effort to keep the cost to the level that we can provide the best possible services at a very reasonable cost. The cost gonna go up regardless. That's it's gonna happen. But what we can do, we can look at the efficiency and productivity and thinking out of the box and making sure that we come up with the solutions in order to keep our costs at the level they are, or at the possibly at a level that we can afford. So I'm looking forward for your vote to give me the opportunity to serve our community and to provide whatever I can as part of my experience and expertise to give the opportunity to help to improve some of our activities and operation so we can maintain our community best possible way at a very reasonable cost. I appreciate that opportunity and looking for your vote, and thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Mark Laws. When my wife and I retired to Laguna Woods Village 3 years ago, I thought I was done with meetings and structure. After working my whole adult life, I was looking forward to relaxing and taking advantage of the many amenities our community has to offer. However, with the recently announced Third Mutual monthly assessment increase of $93 per month next year, and more expected in 2023, I believe existing and potential owners are getting priced out of our community, which is causing our property values to drop. Because I think that I can help improve the situation for our homeowners, I felt compelled to run for the board. During my 40-plus year career in information technology in Silicon Valley, I was known as a problem solver, someone my management could assign to difficult tasks knowing that they would get done successfully. Most notably, eliminating redundancies and inefficiencies to reduce costs and increase productivity. I'm very analytical and dig into the details of situations to find creative solutions to issues. I'm skilled in asking questions, teamwork, communication, diplomacy, and negotiation. I consistently managed within the $1 million budgets allocated to me. I know how to read budgets and other financial documents and how to drill down to the details behind the numbers presented. My goal as a third board member would be to work to maintain existing services and amenities for our community without further increases to our monthly assessments. How would I work to meet that goal? Here are some of the things that I would do. While I understand that the board does not manage the staff or operations, there are many committees that board members sit on where operational activities are discussed. I'll be asking questions and offering suggestions to push the operations teams to improve their efficiency, effectiveness, and customer service. One of the key roles of the board is to approve the budget requested of them by VMS. During the approval process, I'll look into the details and ask lots of questions to ensure that I and the other directors understand the ask. I found that the best decisions happen when appropriate details are known. Also, the third board selects 3 of 9 VMS directors. I'll work with those VMS directors to push improvements within our operations. I'll expect VMS to employ best practices, and I'll work with them to provide frequent updates on their improvements. I also plan to vote no on any decision that comes before the board that increases costs if there is no corresponding savings or additional revenue identified elsewhere to offset the proposed increase. Again, my goal is to not increase our monthly assessments, and that can't be done if the board continues to approve things that increase overall costs. You may have noticed that I often mention that I ask a lot of questions. With the complexities of the issues and decisions that the board needs to address, asking questions is the best way to understand the details so that appropriate options can be identified and the best decisions made. Based upon my career experience, I know the types of questions to ask to get the needed results. Along with these actions, I'll do what I can to ensure that the owners understand what the board is doing and why, how those activities impact the owners, and where possible, get owners' input prior to making key decisions. During a recent discussion with homeowners, one expressed concern that new board members who are working to make the right decisions for our community are so often voted down by existing board members that they resign from the board or decide to simply go along to get along and follow those existing board members. I'm not sure if this is true, but if it is, that will not be me. I will not resign if I'm stymied, nor will I ever simply go along to get along. I'll continue to speak up and represent all homeowners within our community. Also, while talking with fellow homeowners, they frequently mentioned alterations in landscaping as a concern, and the recently announced $93 assessment increase has also been a frequent topic of discussion. I look forward to working with the boards and committees to address these issues and find creative solutions to improve the services and reduce costs. I was an HOA president of my prior residence, but it was a very small community, nothing near the size of Third Mutual. But from that experience, I became familiar with how boards work and Robert's Rules of Order. If you're looking for change, for transparency, for someone who constantly works for all of us to maintain our existing services and amenities, while most importantly, not increasing our monthly assessments, then please vote for me, Mark Laws. Thank you.
Thank you for watching today. With this election, the governance of Laguna Woods Village has an opportunity to change for the future. I want to be part of that change. Most of us bought into the village to enjoy life in a peaceful, stress-free environment. We all hope that our collective intelligence and experience would make a good community that would avoid the pitfalls of poor management or self-importance. A community that will simply work together for the betterment of everyone. History has shown us that people are still people, and some are more experienced and have greater understanding than others. I am here to help our community get back on track. I am running to bring different specialties, experiences, and interests to the board. I see the problems within the village from a different perspective, but I have the same goal as everyone should have, to improve the community for all. As for me, I understand business. As an entrepreneur, I started a jewelry design firm early in the 70s and kept it going successfully for 38 years until I decided to retire. By changing and adapting to a world that is always changing, I remained successful. At the same time, I participated on 2 HOA boards that needed to move into the future, again, as the world changed around us. The mindset that worked at the start of the creation of any community does not usually work well at all at 50 or even 20 years later. Rising costs due to inflation alone, if not taken into account, can decimate budgets and a community. History shows us there are always unexpected bumps and potholes in the road. We need to look forward enough and plan to deal with them and hopefully avoid them. I would like to address a few of the many issues before us as a community. The first is the expense the Third Mutual has seen balloon over the last 4 years. This is legal counsel costs. The legal fees of Third Mutual, according to published data in 2016, were under $110,000. In 2017, new counsel was appointed and the expenses more than doubled to over $230,000. Then in 2018, they almost doubled again to just over $427,000. Continuing on to 2019, again they almost doubled from the previous year to just over $726,000. As we moved into 2020, we ended with legal fees more than 6 times our 2016 totals to be over $678,000 for the year. In addition to legal costs, if the board had admitted 2 years ago they had no viable plan to remedy the insurance premium increases, they could have arrived at the $93 increase as a stopgap measure until the plan could be implemented. They also could have taken the conservative approach of raising the assessments $31 3 years ago, or even 2 years ago, and giving us additional time to find a solution. Unfortunately, no solution was found, and we are in worse shape to address the budget shortfall due to unbelievable skyrocketing increases in legal fees, along with historic increases in insurance premiums. In addition to these problems, our water bills have been rising at more than $100,000 a year since 2015. We need to move into the future with a long-term plan, to use the rebate savings offered from the water district to install drip irrigation and smart controllers to save us money. We reduced our landscape budget approximately $150,000 from 2015 to 2021. This is where we needed to increase our budget because this would cause a great amount of savings. We needed to address the irrigation infrastructure problem. All of these problems have a direct impact on our dues. These are just some of the many issues compelling me to run for a position on the Third Mutual Board. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Karen Shore, and I'm the only independent new candidate running for the board. Third Mutual seems to have forgotten the purpose of our bylaws. That is, to focus their work to manage, operate, and maintain our housing in accordance with the CC&Rs and the law. Third Mutual's bylaws are not suggestions, they are mandates, which must be followed to effectively manage this community and prevent lawsuits. The board's efforts must be to protect the appearance of our buildings and landscape to uphold our property values. Our buildings must be well maintained if we're going to maintain competitive in a 55+ communities in OC as well as elsewhere. I have strong support in the community for my candidacy based on my regular involvement with Third Board and the residents. As a founding member of Village Voices of Laguna Woods, I helped organize community efforts over the past year to stop directors from passing rules and policy in violation of our bylaws. Recently, Third Board passed the unnecessary social media policy, which censors directors. This policy bans directors and future directors from use of social media such as Nextdoor, censoring communication between directors and residents. Most submitted member comments at that board meeting opposed the social media policy, yet the board voted for it. This policy must be reversed by the next board. Last year, the board passed the so-called emergency rule during closed session that shut down facilities and services for far too long. A shutdown like this should never happen again. We must do better, and we can. I want to see a business continuity plan created for VMS, so in the event of a true emergency, residents will know that never again will we lack vital services provided by VMS departments. Being shut out of gyms and other facilities for over a year hurt many of us. As director of Third Mutual, I will oppose any new rules or policies brought to a vote that are in violation of our bylaws, as this will put us at unnecessary risk of litigation against the board. Directors must stop making decisions behind closed doors, away from member view. I want to see a resolution passed to have all open meetings recorded, then all recorded meetings archived for later viewing by members at a time convenient to them. This must be done for better transparency of all board and committee meetings. Directors should welcome member comments, not rush through them during board meetings. Ideas on agenda items brought to the board by members should be integral to all meeting discussions. My duty as director will be to act solely for your benefit, not towards my own interests. I want to see VMS Finance Department add a balance sheet to our monthly financial statement. This additional information of actual data will provide more complete reporting and record keeping. I want VMS financial experts to be present at our board meetings to present the financial statement. We have seen them present the annual budget to members, and they do an excellent job. They even answer our financial questions in a manner we can all understand. This will be a great improvement over the volunteer directors reciting our finances. Village Management Services has been in place since 2016. Are they doing an excellent job for you? Are you satisfied with their performance? Your answers tell you just how good a job our CEO is doing. He has had no prior HOA experience before coming to run one of the largest HOAs in the nation. We fired PCM for not meeting expectations. Instead of hiring another management company, the decision was made to create an HOA-owned management company. Do we know if VMS is doing quality work? No, we don't, because nobody talks about it. But the VMS board knows, and third directors better know. Members are told how much money our HOA spends. We should be told how well VMS is performing. I will work with the next board to make reports on the performance of VMS a priority and to make them available to members. Excellence will be our goal. Ultimately, the California law, an HOA is responsible for the actions of the management company. I want to be part of the board, the team, that guarantees VMS performs in the best interests of our members.